When my clients ask me a question, how to solve a problem, usually I say, I don't know. What is your goal? Actually, effective problem solving is a 4-step process. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Francheska Perepletchikova. Today, we're going to talk about a quick guide to effective problem solving. When my clients ask me a question, how to solve a problem, usually I say, I don't know. What is your goal? Actually, effective problem solving is a 4-step process. What's my goal? What is my competing goal? What is my priority? And accepting that the goal on the other side is not going to be met as a payment for our ability to maybe achieve our priority goal. Step 1, what's the goal? Now, as we said, the first downfall to solving a problem effectively is just jumping in to identify solutions. When challenge comes our way, this is usually the very first thing that comes to mind. What do I do? At this moment, we fail to remember that every single challenge comes with infinite number of possible goals. And if we don't ask ourselves, wait a second, what my goal is, given the situation, given the context, given my level of skill and knowledge, then we will be at risk of random solution generation and trying to get it all. This is like trying to ride 2 horses at the same time. Step 2, what is my competing goal? Riding 2 horses at the same time is not what we're actually attempting to do here. We're actually attempting to do is riding 2 horses at the same time, and these horses are going into the opposite direction because everything has 2 sides. The second law of dialectic stipulates everything contains its own opposite. Day, night, life, death, yin, yang, good, bad, men, women, 2 sides. And these sides are diametrically opposite. And the goals, therefore, will always be competing. Step 3, once we identify goal, competing goal, now we need to figure out it's the priority, right? Because without that, indeed, what we're trying to do is ride 2 horses at the same time, and they're going in a different direction. Are we going to be successful doing this? Probably not. Therefore, we need to be able to say to ourselves, wait a second, what do I need to prioritize here? If we don't, then we are going to do what? The English proverb, remember that one? Eat the cake and have it too, which means we're trying to simultaneously continue to possess the cake and consume it at the same time. That's not going to happen, right? Well, we can attempt, but it's probably not going to be very successful because indeed we need to look outside the box. We need to see what's being left out. Otherwise, we're going to have very rigid, one-sided solutions with very high probability of just getting stuck. However, once we identify what our goals are, once we look outside the box, see what's being left out, we still can only step forward in one direction. Step 4, goal, competing goal, priority. Now, what's the price? This is the acceptance that the other side's goal is not going to be met. Everything has its price. In accepting we cannot have it all at the very beginning is going to increase chances that we indeed are not going to ride 2 horses at the same time going in the opposite direction, and we will be much less likely to make a emotion-driven decisions. trying to have it both ways. Just being able to get all of this information about goal, competing goal, priority, acceptance to the level of consciousness already is going to increase chances of having an effective solution because we're gaining a freedom of choice. And we're realizing all of this. And we're already accepting what is, and therefore we have a higher chance of going with wise mind choice as opposed to emotion mind choice. So at every moment when challenge comes our way, we need to do what? You see, I'm repeating everything over and over again. This is the first law of dialectics: quantity, 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 into quality, right? So goal, competing goal, priority, acceptance. Example: a child is having social problems and he wants to indeed improve his relationship with his peers, right? And have friends indeed come over and have play dates with him. That's his goal. Now, competing goal is to play games of his choice. He needs to prioritize. Let's say his priority was to improve the relationship with his friends, which means that he needs to accept that the goal of playing my games my way will not be met, and he'll need to play the games that are chosen by his peers. Another example: parents are coming in and saying, "Oh my goodness, my child is on this computer all the time. We want to decrease the amount of time my child is on a computer." Very valid goal, absolutely, because the parents want the child to, be more present in family affairs and to do other things. Very valid, understandable. Now, this child is also emotionally dysregulated and unfortunately is using self-harm when he is having all those, emotional tsunamis when he's facing challenges. And as it occurs, computer time is his main motivator to agree to practice skills instead of self-harm. So, goal: decrease the amount of time the child is on a computer. Competing goal: increase the amount of time the child is on a computer, because this is his motivator for skills practice. Obviously, you cannot have it both. Decrease, increase, we need to choose. And listen, wise mind solution would be here what? Who cares how much the child is on a computer if they're self-harming and suicidal? So, of course, the priority, wise mind priority, is to give the child more time on a computer to motivate adaptive coping skills practice. And therefore, we need to accept that more time will be given to the child until the behavior stabilizes. As we know, anything in life, including effective problem solving, necessitates us balancing two sides. One side is always stable, another side is always flexible. This is two sides being not the same, but being complementary. The second law of dialectics, remember that one? And the stable side in effective problem solving is I know exactly what my goal is. I have my means to achieve that goal, and I am skillful in applying my means to my goal. In our examples, the child with problems with his peers. His goal, his priority goal, was to improve relationship with his peers. His means would be to learn social skills, to learn how to negotiate, to learn, for example, the friend technique, and attaining the capacity to apply means to the goal would look like him practicing those skills with his parents on a daily basis in pretend practice exercises. The other example, when parents wanted the child to decrease the amount of time on a computer, and actually, after consideration, they selected the competing goal of give the child more time as a motivator to practice skills. Now, that's the goal. The means for that goal model the skills used to the child, teach the child what the skills are, and give the child the capacity to apply those skills in a moment of, high emotional tsunamis, given whatever stressor comes the child's way, through daily practice and pretend situations. And the third thing is me as a parent gaining the capacity to actually do all of this by practicing emotional regulation myself. Otherwise, I will not be able to teach it effectively to the child and refine his use of techniques. Now, this is our stable. The complementary side is flexible. That one is, and I'm not being attached to the outcome of my goal indeed happening this way. This is the paradox of our existence, which is the only norm. That side means I recognize and accept that the picture I'm painting right now, a very precise, a very specific picture of what my goal is, that picture will not be met by reality. Reality almost never match exactly what we are, painting. It may be close, it may be not that close, it may be 180 of what we actually have been expecting. So when we are starting to just move towards the goal, we haven't even done one step forward. We already need to do what? Accept that it's not going to happen the way we're planning. And then we need to accept one more time when we actually attained some sort of an outcome. And now we need to accept that it's not exactly what we were planning. This way, we will be avoiding disappointments and also avoiding rigid problem solving that only can get us stuck. Non-attachment to outcome means that we can live our life like a river. A river does not have a predetermined course. It goes over the rocks, under the rocks, through the cracks. When we have this attachment to outcome, we're not living our life like a river. We're actually doing rock, 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 rock. To live our life as a river, we need to gain the capacity for the non-attachment to outcome. Understanding it conceptually is nice and merry, but it's not sufficient. Now, gaining the capacity to have the non-attachment to outcome is a topic of our next discussion. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. Parents, if you would like to take a parenting course with me, therapist, if you would like to take a therapist training workshop, please look at the description below this video. I hope to see you soon. Bye.